And actually, I think that we can already switch to the first session. And I must be its moderator and invite the first presenter, who is actually the third host of this event, who is representing the Latvian National Museum of Art. And yeah, please, Ginta GERHARDE-UPENIECE with her presentation. I will. Which one is yours? Do you remember?
Good morning, dear colleagues. It's a really great pleasure to be here and to participate in this Baltic art historian research platform. Representing the Latvian National Museum of Art, I invite tomorrow to welcome and to see our museum after the renovation and reconstruction, and also, of course, to see the permanent exhibitions, and also our exhibition, you know, very important for our period, for art history, Jānis Rozentals. So, and also our conference hall we use for the first time. So it will be tomorrow. And now also representing the Latvian National Museum of Art. My research topic is the art and international relations in focus on exchange, the circulation of significant exhibitions and research projects in 3 Baltic states. And the goal of my presentation is to respond to 3 questions. And which projects have represented in Baltics or 2 nations and have represented it in European art centers, or collaboration has taken place between the national art museums of Baltic states, or more broadly, in the sense of exchange of exhibitions in the past 25 years, and what kind of players we are on the European map in the circulation of art projects. And I'm providing here the chronology of selected exhibitions, looking at it from the perspective of Latvia, and which material prepared, of course, in our archives. Of course, other exhibition tools which aren't mentioned here also is possible. And before we see these exhibitions, just a little bit explain this background or context, and there are many research themes and topics about the cultural policies and social sciences. And for example, Chauvet and Martin in this edition concluded that this, how to say, circulation started from Renaissance, and already from the time of Renaissance competition between cities, culture has been a middle stage of connection between many nations which developed into political ambitions. Countries, nations became a global cultural player. And Chauvet and Martin emphasized also the migration of artists or artworks in the 20th century, in which European art capitals have particular significance. And smaller nations, the Baltic nations, had to find their places in this and to have announced themselves. And widely initiated cultural, political activity was like a mediator between European centers, local centers, periphery, and many institutions that established cultural societies, artists, associations, alliances, and this one like a experience dilemma, which we also cultivate in the interwar period, about these individual nations or common Baltic identity. After the proclamation of Baltic states in 1918, and the jure recognition in 1921 and 1922 for Lithuania. Many, like a European press wrote about the Baltics and published special issues. For example, La Revue Baltic, and Foreign Affairs Services prepared short briefings about Baltic, what does it mean Baltic, about new countries, etc. And interest in Baltic art was also quite substantial, evidenced by the fact that the concept of a joint Baltic exhibition in Paris was already moved into 1921 at a meeting between Latvian, Lithuanian, Estonian diplomatic representatives. Estonian artist Jānis Sports offered to create a joint exhibition in Salon d'Automne, in autumn salon for free for Baltic states in autumn 1922. Each nation, Latvians, Estonians and Lithuanians, would have their own hall. In Latvian language, we don't use this šāle, but it was written in document. And of course, the lack of experience and funding and protected this decision making was the reason why this opportunity, of course, was lost. And Vilnius is the founder of Academy of Arts and director of the Riga City Museum, brought about the joint representation of Baltic art. In very near future, you can expect invitations to major international exhibitions for art. And particularly small countries such as Latvia will have no alternative. I think and expect that one of these occasions, the smaller nations of Europe will each act independently and regardless of political alliances. And but still have many projects between Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania and Estonia. So it started in 90s. I'll show you some examples from our archives. The first one exhibition, Riga City Art in Riga City Art Museum, Estonian art, 1925. Latvian art exhibition in Lithuania, in Kaunas, 1926. Next one exhibition also in Kaunas, in capital of Lithuania at that time, 1927. Yes, and some pictures from the catalogue. Other one example, and thanks to Osvaldas Augulis for sending me this material, Estonian art exhibitions in Lithuania, 1938, and some examples, and again, Lithuanian art exhibition in Riga, 1937. It's very nice, you can see also prices for tickets, 1 lot, and for students, something. Latvian art exhibition in Kaunas, 1937. Also many materials. And Vilnius was also only partly right because he had organized common exhibitions. It was between 2 world wars. It was in Paris, in Trocadero, Paris, 1935. Now it's, you know, this Musée de l'Homme. It was a folk art exhibition. It was a very nice articles in press about the Lietuvas dievukas, like that, because really it was a discovery to discover this three Baltic states, starting with folklore, ethnography, applied art meets, and textile and archaeology and ethnography. So, and the pavilion of the Baltic country in the expo in Paris, this art and technique exhibition 1937. And in this hall in the vestibule, you can see this Gottlieb's Kranj's allegorical composition of friendship of three Baltic nations. Next one period is about the Soviet time. Soviet time. Yeah, if we speak about the Soviet time, it's of course, it's we can speak about Iron Curtain, Soviet identity and fighting for the peace, and we don't use this platform. Of course, we participated in that, but more important for Baltic states really was the professional exhibitions and professional activities, and also circulation between the three Baltic countries. I mean, this graphic triennals, painting triennals, sculpture quadriennals, Baltic watercolor, and poster exhibitions. It's just, for example, it's not possible to mention all of them. Of course, it's like the Soviet republics in Belarus or other Soviet republics, depending where it's also in our museum, or, for example, aquarelle exhibition or posters. It was very important at the time to announce our it's like starting this revolution in 80s. And very important is that because it's like a continuation from the Soviet time about the triennals and quadriennals. It's not just like under the umbrella of the Soviet time. It has very nice traditions. And after 1991, so our second independence starting with idea, and I selected exhibitions here in Latvia, in Riga, and then two directions I were chosen: Estonian, Nordic, and Lithuanian south. So our museum, our Latvian National Museum of Art, and you can see on the read these types of exhibitions. For example, 1914, and this one exhibition, or we know very well, for example, this information on Keller Prize and Kassaman exhibition in a small room, and artists you can see here, but it's a very, very nice presentation of this Estonian artists, and also it's very nice to know all this Keller Prize, what does it mean, and to compare this this prize, etc. It's like discoveries, but very, very, very useful. So, next one, block, other countries. Just some examples, images in Sweden, Stockholm, with Estonian and Latvian modernism, interwar period. And the discussion case was centered in Stockholm, and 1993, who discovered Baltics, who discovered Estonian and Latvian modernism. And we can also now to point out this modernism, which direction, which artists, which periods is important for foreign research projects. Now we know this title or this, let's say, this term of classical modernism. It really comes from this exhibition, and Kaunas, there's as a curator, it's my colleague Dr. Lamberga, organized things, but also creates this modernism base for further exhibitions. So, just one, another one. And I would like to point out our collaboration with other museum. And it was very important. It depends also on the personalities. For example, Ginta's body organized many events. Every year it was really like a non-stop movement to show one important name, Latvian name in Tallinn. And just some examples, Karl Padaks, some articles I can read in Estonian, but in our archive. We see this no Svedberg's archaeology also. It's a very nice tradition. And those Svedbergs in Tallinn, Niklaus Strunke also some. The next one period also, I think it's very important to see how this Russian art from three Baltic states and traveling exhibition or again Gustav and this context in Estonia or photography. Let's see, just small information about this exhibition. Electromagnetic, another one very important research and exhibition, not only in KUMU, in Tallinn, but also in Oslo, Norway, together with art historian Louis Fabre from Paris. And Düsseldorf School or this Baltic German art, also common projects in different ways and exhibitions. And we want to study this time. I found this electromagnetic. We know also a big one catalog and all of that. And Lithuanian direction. But keyword is Lithuania. Those marks of Lithuanian art in our museum, in our State Art Museum at that time. For the opening of the exhibition. Mindaugas Navakas, also very important. The Baltic awards and exhibition, and it's all this facade of our museum and this object really also special contemporary sculpture event and collaboration and curator was from our part, very one. So you will see this original changes of this place now. It's like an example from that time. Vilnius Arts in contemporary activities in arsenals. Also to show the landscape and contemporary activities in Lithuania. Again, 1914. Don't shy this arms exhibitions. Of course, it's again modernism, but modernism in this context of the First World War, and we can speak about this Eastern European modernism from 1914 till 1924. Lithuanian exhibitions in Latvia, in Vilnius, Paukuzīmes, also common base and to put to all collection and collectors of course participate in this in 1999. Another one I see very important symbolism is just one of the exhibitions writing on wings. Like many variations of discourses of that, or one very important are also of painter or street or context of Baltics, but it's in different places, but not only in Vilnius, of course, in Prague, in Czech Republic, in in other directions. So, in Poland, another one exhibition, because we participated in that. And of course, truly ones, again, symbolism, some exhibitions of other collections, Chinese or Goya's, again, Russian art, more Kairuchtis, again, Gustav Putz's exhibition in this part of exhibition. Again, Russian art in Baltic countries, and it was 2013. I didn't mention Rudolf Sfera and Julian's 2014 exhibition for books exhibition hall, but if you remember this project also. And I would like to mention that it's very important to take out another collaboration. It's not really the exhibition, but it's like a base and discussions in process to, for example, to work on projects or permanent exhibitions. And it was very actual for us this year for preparing our permanent exhibition. Visits to Estonia, to KUMU, research before Lithuanian experience, and also to propose our version. You will see, or you know, this is our version of permanent exhibition. So, the idea of conclusions, I think it's very difficult to say conclusions because it's like a non-stop process of migration of circulation. But anyway, we would serve and we do it, we use this platform, Baltic platform. But unfortunately, we don't have common information. And it's very important because it's digital time and we can put together all activities. And yeah, it's also this foreign research programs and our art historians participated in our project or invited us. It's very important to discover names, of course, in Europe, but it depends also on this context and necessity. And yeah, let's work together. We have now some ideas to work on this common Baltic projects for our centenary and common centenary for 2018. So thank you very much. And let's work together on exhibitions, research programs, catalogs, etc. Thank you.